Yeah, hi there. These comments are for 2788. I'm just using the last four digits of your student ID number. And I just read your essay. So the question is, some students prefer to attend a small university, others prefer to attend a big university. Discuss the advantages of each, then indicate which type of university you prefer. Use specific reasons and details to support your answer. All right, so then let's look at your first paragraph here. So I think in this and in these two body paragraphs, you're probably trying to do a little bit too much. You're talking about a lot of different ideas, but you're not really giving a lot of specifics to help support each of these ideas. So I'm going to show you here how you can focus a little bit better. Now I'm going to score you right now 2.5 out of 5, 17 points out of 30, or for the purposes of our class, 70 points out of 100. Now I'm going to copy your essay and I'm going to rewrite it. I'm going to show you what you need to do to get a score of 5.5 out of 5 on this particular essay. So we'll call this the edited version. So many students have different choices to attend. I'm going to actually give you a general statement before that. Let's start off with some general statements. We'll say this. I'm just giving you a sentence here. So before attending college, students will need to decide where they want to pursue their undergraduate studies. So, of course, their choice of where to study may be influenced by location, tuition, major options, to name a few. Moreover, let's see where these students will decide to matriculate. Matriculate's a kind of a word that means enroll. So that's one thing that you can do. You probably need a little bit more, a combination of both basic and advanced vocabulary. Moreover, another factor influencing where these students will decide to matriculate is the size of the university. And I think that's it. So you had a little bit too specific ideas in here, but when you get to the end, you have the thesis here is, accordingly, these students may choose between attending a small or large university depending on their personal preferences and backgrounds. Okay, let's see how many words our introduction is. Usually if it's close to 100, you're in pretty good shape. We got 74. So I'm going to delete this. So these are the changes I would make first to the introduction. Again, so before attending college, students will need to decide where they want to go to pursue their undergraduate studies. Of course, their choice of where to study may be influenced by location, tuition, maybe, and major options, to name a few. Moreover, another factor influencing where these students will decide to matriculate is the size of the university. Accordingly, these students may choose between attending a small or large university depending on their personal preferences and backgrounds. Okay, so, and this, I think this paragraph is framed pretty well, but it's just not specific enough. So some students prefer to attend a big university. You might want to say something like this: because the their major interest. Now, you know what? This is it. So what I'm going to show you here is, you want to be careful when you're doing a paragraph. If you look at how you wrote it, you have, they like to study at a crowded place, they want to make friends. You have a lot of ideas in there. I think you're trying to do too much here. You're trying to talk about large universities and small universities all in the same paragraph, but that doesn't allow you, I think, to really develop the idea the way you need to. You might want to say here, for instance. My nephew chose to study at the University of Texas, Austin, because it my nephew chose to study at the University of Texas, Austin, because the school offers civil engineering. It offers a BA, you can say Bachelor of Arts in Civil Engineering. So my nephew has always been interested in this major since he wants to design structures such as buildings, bridges, and even amusement parks. Yeah, I think I'm going to change this slightly here. Let's look at what I'm doing here. So some students prefer to attend big universities because it is more likely now that these institutions more likely will more likely offer their majors of interest. We have it. Okay, I think we're good. So we have that. So notice what I did here is I focused this whole paragraph on the advantages of large universities, but only focusing on majors. And I was able to develop just that one topic. If we look at this particular word count, yeah, I got 120 words just on that one idea. Now, in your next paragraph, you say, in my opinion, many students can attend a small university, big university, depends on where they live. You're kind of getting your opinion, but I wouldn't do that. You might want to say something like this. However, other students you might say, despite the limited options for majors, other students prefer smaller universities. Then we have here, we'll say case in point. So not too far from where I live is University of Redlands, a school boasting a modest enrollment of 5,500 students. You might say. So what I'm doing here, I'm just showing you how you can develop this idea, and the whole purpose here, we're focusing more on why students prefer smaller class sizes. That's the whole purpose of this paragraph. Because we can finish up this paragraph, we have, in addition, unlike the large universities, a biology 100 class at Redlands Notice how I'm using that in the previous paragraph. I said therefore. It's kind of a word, a logical conclusion. So as a result, okay, in your last two paragraphs, you say, in my opinion, many students can attend a small university or a big university. It is depend where they live, what major they want to focus, because some students look for cheaper costs, but the other students look for the major and quality of campus. Moreover, each university has different rules, majors, more complete capacity. It's too many things. And you're not even really making an opinion. You're not making an argument here, right? If you go back to the question, it says here, then indicate which type of university you prefer. I'm not really getting that from that paragraph. You said in conclusion, I can choose any university to depend on my ability to support what I want to learn about. I cannot study university, very expensive. So again, you're not really making a clear choice. So what I'm going to do here is I took these ideas, but I rewrote your final paragraph, which is your own opinion, to say something like this. In my opinion, I prefer attending a large university, especially since these higher learning institutes have more support facilities for students. For example, I'm attending California State University San Bernardino, which has an enrollment of 20,000 plus students. For academic and professional support, this university has a writing center for undergraduate and graduate students. It has a career center to help students get placed in jobs after graduation, and it has a large 5-floor library with thousands of articles, books, and journals to help students as they research and discover new things. I feel like I might not have been able to access all of these things had I decided to enroll in a much smaller university. So the difference is, if you really look at what you wrote versus what we have here, is you need to be more specific in the examples you're using. You need a more of a focus to your ideas. All right, so the edited version gets 5.5. Your version is 2.5 or 17 points. This one's going to get 30 points out of 30. Right, so let's take a look at it one more time. Before attending college, students will need to decide where they want to go to pursue their undergraduate studies. Of course, their choice of where to study may be influenced by location, tuition, and major options, to name a few. Moreover, another factor influencing where these students will decide to matriculate is the size of the university. Accordingly, these students may choose between attending a small or large university depending on their personal preferences and backgrounds. Some students prefer to attend big universities because, we'll say here, these institutions will more likely offer their majors of interest. For instance, my nephew chose to study at the University of Texas, Austin, because the school offers a BA in civil engineering. My nephew has always been interested in this major since he wants to design structures such as buildings, bridges, and even amusement park rides. In addition, San Diego State University, a large school of more than 40,000 students, you might say this at the large, let's make sure we know that both of these are big. And we say a large school of more than 40,000 students offers a specialized major for students who want to learn coding. Therefore, my niece was interested in this large school since she, wants a job in the computer science field. Both of these examples demonstrate that large universities can have a plethora of majors for students. However, despite the limited options for majors, other students prefer smaller universities due to the more personal instruction and smaller class sizes. Case in point, not too far from where I live is the University of Redlands, a school boasting a modest enrollment of 5,500 students. At this school, when students attend their general education classes, such as Biology 100, they will be able to get more personal instruction needed because of the smaller class sizes. Hence, students will be able to ask more questions during class, and the professor will be able to offer more personal assistance to make sure that all the students are learning the course material. In addition, unlike the large universities, a Biology 100 class, notice how I mentioned that same class twice? It means I mentioned something and I continue to develop that idea. That's called depth. It says a Biology 100 class at Redlands consists of 20 to 25 students, which is a lot less intimidating for the incoming first-year students. As a result, students at this school will receive a more personal form of instruction in these smaller classes, which may even help them to excel academically. In my opinion, I prefer attending a large university, especially since these higher learning institutes have more support facilities for students. So notice each time I have a sentence with a purpose. We call this a topic sentence, right? Every time, every paragraph, when you look at it, there's a specific sentence in the beginning of the paragraph that kind of gives the paragraph a unifying element. Say, for example, I'm attending California State University, San Bernardino, which has an enrollment of 20,000 students. For academic and professional support, this university has a writing center for undergraduate and graduate students. It has a career center to help students get placed in jobs after graduation, and it has a large 5.4 library with thousands of articles, books, and journals to help students as they research and discover new things. I feel like I might not have been able to access all of these things had I decided to enroll in a much smaller university. I could have said here, if I had decided to enroll, but instead of using if, I've omitted that connector. I changed the word order, and that shows more advanced writing style. All right, so that's it. So in order for you to get better, right, to move from 2.5, you have to do something like this. You have to be a lot more specific, a lot more focused in the examples that you're using and that you're writing about. All right, and thank you for completing this writing practice test.